welcome you to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League from glitzy and fabulous Las Vegas. And we welcome you to the Raptors and the Thunder. We've got athletes on display today. The Thunder come in at 1-1. The Raptors come in at 0-2. And here's some of the top performers entering Monday's work in terms of rookies. And Trayvon Blue at 25 PPG. Kevin Knox is cooking for the Knicks. And DeAndre Ayton, the #1 overall pick, 15.5 and 10 rebounds. And we welcome you to the Thomas & Mack Center. Hello again, basketball fans. Rick Kamla with All-Star champion Steve Smith. We have Ro Parrish on the sideline as well. And I know you are blown away that Trayvon Blue was not drafted.
I am, Rick. Here's a kid that knows how to score. And as you can see, 25 points, but you don't see the efficiency from most guys that score a lot of points. He shoots 71%. He knows how to play. He's a winner. He'll play the 3. He can play the 4. Is he athletic? No, but he knows how to play. Kid scored over 2,000 points in college. I love what he's doing right now, letting everybody know that he can get it done.
That's a huge number for a basketball player. Now, let's dive into these Toronto Raptors. Alfonso McKinney has caught your eye, Smitty. 9.5 points, 5 rebounds per game so far.
Yeah, what a reason why I liked about him is because he's one of those guys that, won't be a guy that scores a lot of points, but he could make a team and do all the little things. You love a guy at 6'8", like you can see him running the court, being able to finish, but defensively he's been active, has his hands everywhere, not shooting it well, but he's been so good for Toronto, just doing all the little things. And everybody thinks it's about scoring. It's not. OG Anunoby showed us that last year. Assignment, Rick, in the playoffs, guard LeBron James, and I love him. He did a nice job, but I like his offense so far in the Summer League, getting a chance to work on his field goal percentage. I think he's going to have a big year on the offensive end, and I know he'll be a great defender.
Daniel Hamilton has been a big-time stat sheet stuffer here in Vegas. Through 2 games, Smitty, 11.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, and 7.5 assists. Who does he think he is, Draymond Green?
That's what I was about to say. Do a little bit of everything. As you can see, at his size, being able to push the basketball, 6'7". Also, like you said, pushing it up the court, rebound and pass and assist, and he can score. Next category for me, he is confident young man.
Yes, he is, and we're just about ready to go here for Game 1 of Day 4 of this Vegas Summer League. Our starting lineups: Malachi Richardson, OG Anunoby, Siobhan Thompson, Rawle Alkins, and Cody Miller-McIntyre for the Raptors. For the Thunder, it's Terrence Ferguson, Daniel Hamilton, PJ Dozier, Rashawn Thomas, and also Dakari Johnson. And we are just about ready for the opening tip here. And as I said, we've got athletes out here. Terrence Ferguson can really go. Rashawn Thomas can really go. You talked about Daniel Hamilton, Malachi Richardson. He got it going in the last game we had with him. And so we are underway here at the Thomas & Mack Center.
Nice pull-up from Ferguson. Got a good look. Didn't knock it down, but active is Thomas for OKC, carving his way for offensive rebound.
Rashawn Thomas, 8 points and 11 rebounds on Saturday as Oklahoma City beat Brooklyn 90-76. Toronto comes off a loss on Sunday to Minnesota, 103-92. And here's OG Anunoby with a corner 3 to start off his afternoon.
What I love about him is he's not a great shooter, but he understands where he has a high percentage, good defense, and that's a nice job from Thompson.
Dakari said, "You're not going anywhere, Siobhan."
And how many fouls did you get, Rick?
10.
I don't blame you, Dakari. Don't give them every. You got to use them up.
Well, I mean, you probably like that foul that came over from Europe where you give the foul at the timeline because the other team has numbers. You don't want to get a layup or a dunk on you. But that's even more relevant here in Vegas because you get so many fouls.
You did a good job.
And they get a clear path here,
They got
Smitty.
a clear path.
So Siobhan Thompson getting the start here today. And Nick Nurse is the head coach of the Raptors and also the Summer League head coach. And Smitty, OG Anunoby is the only starter remaining from the previous game. He has subbed out Augusto Lima, Malcolm Miller, Marquise Teague, and Alfonso McKinney. Malachi Richardson, Siobhan Thompson, Rawle Alkins, and Cody Miller-McIntyre getting the start here as Nurse tries to shake it up. You know how competitive Nick Nurse is. He's like, yo, we're 0-2. We got to shuffle the deck a little bit.
And I don't blame him. He's saying right now, I'm coaching right now because I am the head coach, trying to find some guys, letting him understand I'm only keeping OG out there. Everybody else got to come in and play hard.
OG missed from the other corner, and P.J. Dozier That was a beautiful take, and we are tied at 4.
You know, I just love P.J. Dozier, 6'6", out of South Carolina. He was undrafted, starting both summer leagues game, averaging about 10 and 5 rebounding wise. And there's OG being able to push the basketball. You can see Hamilton.
Alkins thought he could thwart his progress and get a traveling violation, but the rookie out of Arizona fouled him.
I tell you, OKC has the advantage as far as getting out and pushing it. You have Ferguson who can push it. You have Hamilton and also P.J. Dozier. All three have size, 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" range, and they're pushing it.
Here is Terrence Ferguson coming off a subpar game, to say the least. 2 points, 1 of 8 overall, 0 of 6 from downtown as he tries to continue to refine his game. And P.J. Dozier says that's how it's done.
You know, P.J. has great size, great feel, plays the point guard position, but you can see with his size, you can have him at the 1, 2, or 3. I think he has a chance to be able to play big-time basketball in this league if he gets the right look.
Malachi Richardson with an athletic hanging layup. He thought that bump would result in a foul. We're going back the other way. Hamilton,
nice
patient, great pass to Dakari Johnson. He's fouled from behind by Malachi.
Hamilton has great confidence. Obviously he has the skill set, but I think also for a young guy, he's not afraid, makes plays, and he plays with a swagger. That's the one thing can get you. When you have confidence in yourself and you're backing up with the work ethic, it's showing right now for the young fella.
Dakari Johnson has been one of the main developmental pieces for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Was on the roster last year. 48th pick in the 2015 draft to the Thunder after a couple of years at Kentucky. And Smitty, we have been seeing him in summer leagues from Orlando to Las Vegas for several years now. And can he get that rebound? It squirts out of his hands, and Toronto has it. Here's OG Anunoby. And Richardson left alone, thought about it, took it, and missed it. And P.J. Dozier falls down. Nice save there by Alkins.
Alkins does a nice job. Alkins is put together, Rick. And this is where P.J. Dozier is real good. Watch his head up, been able to see, good size and finish.
Wow, and a deft touch off the glass.
Whenever you see a guy 6'5" or 6'6", Rick, handling the basketball and not really looking down, I mean, he has great control. He might not have all the crossovers and all the things that the kids go ooh and ah, but if he can keep his head up, his eyes up with pressure, then you know he has a great feel and a great handle.
Foul on Rayshawn Thomas.
I mean, he's pushing. He's never looked down, Rick. Always surveying. That's a kid that has great control and a great feel at that size, be able to handle the basketball through pressure and bringing it up on a semi-break.
Dozier has the last 7 for OKC. They lead by 3. And here's Richardson, way off. Rebound to Siobhan Thompson. Lost the handle, but got the lefty kind of hook shot to go.
Let me tell you something, Rick. Siobhan Thompson likes contact. I mean, he's banging people.
Hamilton to Dakari, a little mid-range J. Hamilton fighting in there, and the rebound comes to Malachi. I liked Miller McIntyre in the game we had with Toronto. He's an energy guy and an involver, and great defense by Dakari Johnson on Siobhan.
Good pass.
That's a good look. Thomas, no.
This is what I love to see. OG getting a chance to handle the basketball and make plays offensively. And you watched him at Indiana. He has more offense than most people think. I know they has him playing as like a defender, but Rick, he can play, knows how to play, and he makes good plays and good decisions.
Smitty, former Hoosiers coach, now Bulldog coach Tom Crean was in Cox Pavilion yesterday watching OG Anunoby as Dakari Johnson just forced that ball into the rim. But it was cool to see Tom Crean out here watching, OG, who he had obviously there in Bloomington.
Well, that's Tom Crean. He was my assistant coach at Michigan State. Loves people and understands that, yeah, he's at a different university. We've always had this type of relationship with his former players.
Well, you're right about Siobhan Thompson. He wanted the contact before the shot release that time. Hamilton, so patient, and he is fouled. Or is it a jump ball? It's a jump ball. Miller McIntyre did a good job to tie him up. OKC leads by 1, 5:36 to go in the first quarter. We're just getting started here in Vegas.
Of course, welcome back to the MGM Resorts NBA Summer League. The Raptors trailing by 1 against the Thunder. Now, we've seen P.J. Dozier so far. He scored the last 7 buckets, hasn't missed a shot. Of course, he was on the Final Four team for South Carolina, and he was honored recently this past season along with the Clippers' Sindarius Thornwell, who was his teammate as well as the Final Four. Now, Smitty, you talked about him. You like the way he's played as a wing and being able to handle the rock. How important is that for this OKC Thunder team?
Well, what I love about it, great reporting, Ro, is what I love is you have another guy that can handle the basketball. We know Russell Westbrook's a guy that has it 90% in his hand, but if you can have somebody else, if they choose to keep him, to be able to make plays, get guys easy shots, and can score for himself, Ro.
Here's Alkins. And an athletic rebound by Terrence Ferguson. So fun to watch that South Carolina team just keep knocking off another big boy after another big boy and going to the Final Four. And not too many people out of Columbia, as Dakari Johnson gets it plus the foul. Not too many people out of Columbia, South Carolina thought the Gamecocks were going to go all the way to the Final Four that year. But if you had them in your bracket, you were winning.
Yes, I mean, the reason why is they had great size, like you said, at the guard position, but also coaching staff-wise. You know, he has his players get after. They defend. They played hard. They played quick. And they were a treat to watch.
Rayshawn Thomas just said, give me that, and then took it to the hole. He is very athletic and very aggressive. And
those two things, you have both those things, Rick, you have a chance. So when you're very athletic and you're aggressive, you can see with his skill set and his athleticism, he is using it, and he's using it on both ends.
Richardson down low, lefty hook shot wouldn't go for Siobhan.
Right here.
And Siobhan Thompson screaming because he missed 2 point-blank opportunities. Ferguson rising. Yes.
No, there's a lot of athletic guys, but when you see our guys 4 or 5 feet off on their jump shot, being able to shoot the basketball like that, you know the athleticism is there. I've watched him and loved him. Got to put on a little weight. Other than that, he has a chance to be a nice pro in this league.
Siobhan Thompson with the finesse after all the banging.
Get a nice little lefty jumper at the elbow.
Hamilton and Terrence Ferguson. Whose fault was that right there? Should Ferguson have kept going?
Ferguson, because he cut and then he stopped. And I think because Ferguson thought that Hamilton was going all the way, didn't want to get in his path. But if you commit to backdooring, and if you're the guy passing it, you're saying, hey, you commit, you got to keep going because I'm going to throw it.
Couple of new players into the game for Oklahoma City. Deontay Burton, number 30, and number 37, Kevin Hervey, 57th overall pick in this past draft. And there is Burton. Number 6, Augusto Lima into the game for Toronto. Here's Alkins. Good defense by Hamilton on Richardson. Number 5 on the shot clock, and an illegal screen called on Lima.
The right call. Good job by the referees. That's Will making that call. When you set a screen, you got to stay square, and you can't move. And Lima gave him everything. Gave him the stomach and a little chest.
So Terrence Ferguson cutting his chops a little bit here as a point guard, bringing it up a little bit. He's more of a wing, a 2/3. But this is what you do. You experiment with different stuff in the Summer League. And here's Rayshawn Thomas driving. He's fouled. And free throws coming for Rayshawn.
You know, I like him, Rick. Undrafted. 6'8", 230, 23 years old. He led the NCAA in free throw attempts in 2016 and 17. 298. And you can see, Rick, he likes contact.
Sure does. He's not trying to settle for a jump shot.
No.
He's trying to get it to you and get to that free throw line. And what coach doesn't like that philosophy?
You know, in the Southland Conference, he averaged 22 points and 9 rebounds. Those are good stats.
Rebound to Burton. On the floor for the Raptors, Lima, Miller McIntyre, Miller, Giddy Potts, and Alfonso McKinney. Smitty, you're going to like Giddy Potts.
Oh, I like Giddy Potts a lot. I saw him knock down Michigan State. I was calling the game. When they knocked down Michigan State, we were, I think, number 2 seed.
Sorry to bring up the history, Smitty.
And Giddy gave me a smile when he came out here, yeah. He gave me a smile during that game, too.
You like that, don't you?
I do.
Terrence Ferguson rising, and he is fouled.
Giddy Potts can really shoot it.
He can, and he's built to last, isn't he?
Yes, indeed. He's put together. Little Giddy Potts, Middle Tennessee State, took down my Michigan State Spartans.
Hey, a lot of success mixed in with some failures, you know?
Yep.
Same thing for all the big institutions.
shot.
Every once in a while, you get taken out before you think.
And you look at his size, and obviously he can drive the basketball, but his forte is shooting the three. As a sophomore, he shot 51% from the three-point line, and for his career, 42%. So, yeah, he's put together, he's compact, he can drive it, but his forte is letting it fly from deep.
Phil Pressey into the game for OKC, number 6. And the Thunder right now, 1 of 6 from the free throw line. Let's see if Ferguson can change that. He can't. And another jump ball. It's Hamidou Diallo who's into the game, number 22 for the Thunder, and 34 for the Raptors, Alfonso McKinney. So, tail of the tape, I don't think needed for this one. I'm taking Diallo and the jet-propelled vertical that he has. What do you think here, Smitty?
I'm with you, Rick, with the verticality. But if you're McKinney, you know you have a guy. I used to do this. He can jump higher than me. You got to just throw your body into him to try to like get a little position to be able to go get it. You know, if you're not able to jump higher than him, all the little tricks on the jump ball.
Let's see if he does that. He did not. He went up with it. And Hamidou Diallo he's a freak athlete. There's no other way to put it. Here's Pressey on the drive after a little herky-jerky move, and he scored plus the foul. No foul called. I heard the ref's whistle right there, but nice take by Pressey.
Yes, I think they were calling the goaltender if it didn't go in.
There's Malcolm Miller.
There's Giddy Potts. I'm telling you, Tricky Ricky, I was calling that game, and I kept getting a look every time he knocked it down. I wanted to go out there and, grab Giddy Potts, but I was trying to be unbiased. I was calling the March Madness game.
Deontay Burton. And here's Diallo. Nice fake, driving over Augusto Lima. I mean, how impressive was that? Smitty, there's Boyoyoing, and then there's Hamidou Diallo.
Then there's another level, and there's Bill Presley, even at his size, 5'11", using his body, driving amongst the trees. He knocks it down. Well, we got a ball game, 23-15, Thunder up.
Welcome back to Vegas. Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, and Ro Parrish on the call for NBA TV. Thunder and Raptors, and the athleticism of these Thunder players has been on display, and it got Hamidou Diallo to the free throw line right here. And Smitty, in the previous game Saturday, as the Thunder beat the Nets, Diallo 19 points, 8 boards, 2 steals, 2 for 2 from 3, 7 of 11 overall, and there was like a polish to his game that really impressed us.
And that's what you like, a young guy having a skill set and I guess the calmness and presence of mind to come out there and play within himself and not play too fast. And if it wasn't for the free throws, OKC should be up. They're 1 for 9. They're shooting 66 from the field and from the three-point line, but they're just 1 from 9 from the free throw line. And that's why they're only up 8. They should be up at least 12 to 13.
Here's Giddy Potts. Nice setup. Malcolm Miller in the corner, yes.
Giddy is put together, Rick, and obviously he can absorb contact on the drive, but you got to go out because of his range and shooting ability, close out, and then once you close out, he's going to go by you with his size and makes the next play.
Hervey's miss, rebounded by Miller. Back come the Raps. They're down 5, and Giddy Potts traveled with the basketball. Do you agree?
No, not at all. I have to see it again, but I guess I'm not out there refereeing, but that was my opinion. No, he did. I'm sorry. I saw the replay.
Smitty, he kind of looks like Will Bynum.
Let me see if he can travel. No, he's in the NBA. That's not a travel. He only took 4 steps. This is not college. You get 4 steps.
Here's Burton. Oh, yeah. That lefty stroke is good. OKC came to play today, Smitty.
Yeah, what you like about what OKC is doing early, they're running their offense and executing. And on this end, they're doing a nice job of being able to stay in front of guys and keeping the ball outside the paint.
Hey, just to chime in on Deontay Burton as the shot goes up for the Raptors. Deontay Burton, he played in South Korea in the KBL. He won the Foreign Player MVP. He started 63 games, averaged 23, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. I mean, he is a bowling ball. You see he has the mask on. He broke his nose right before he signed with the Thunder, right during the training camp, right before they came here for Las Vegas. And he has a two-way contract. A very interesting player, low center of gravity, likes to move without the ball. I watched a couple of his highlights, and he looks very impressive to me. Smitty, what do you think about this guy right here with the low center of gravity?
You know, watched him in college, Ro, and a great call at Iowa State. You said it best. He has the ability, like you said, at 6'5", 250, to play a little small forward, but also you can put him at the power forward position. You can switch him on bigs and small. And I think, Ro, you hit it right on the head. The versatility of a guy like this, being able to be in an organization, two-way player, is a good pickup for the Thunder.
Lloyd diming Lima and blocked from behind nicely by Devon Hall, the guard out of Virginia. It wasn't exactly Nate Robinson on Yao Ming, but nevertheless a good from behind block.
I think Lima tried to gather too much and create space versus just going up and using his size.
Lima knows the address to the tattoo parlor, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good save right there by Giddy Potts. And it's last touch by Pressey. So nice play by Potts to get the ball back for Toronto.
You know, I like Giddy. Good size for him. Can obviously stroke it. Good defense. You can see their size and ability of being able to absorb Phil Presley, not big enough to just bang Giddy Potts and create some room.
How mad did you get back in your playing days when somebody saved it off you? You know when it went out of bounds off you.
You know, Rick, when they threw it, there are certain places you can throw it. You don't want to throw it certain places.
In that place.
And somebody aim right there. You kind of give them a look and saying, okay.
Did anybody ever do that to you?
Yeah, for sure. You're supposed to aim. You're supposed to aim.
All right, I need names, Smitty. Who aimed for below the belt on the save off the player thing?
I don't have names right now.
Oh, come on.
And there's Giddy at the buzzer.
So OKC right now really getting it done and leading by 10. And as Smitty said, with all the missed free throws, should be leading by more, but an entertaining game so far. The entertainment capital of the world. Donovan always chewing gum or has got a lozenge in his mouth or something. He's busy. He's intense. He's a grinder and a heck of a coach. And he is courtside here at the Thomas and Mack Center on the campus of UNLV as we continue day 4 coverage of the Vegas Summer League. Rick Hamill, Steve Smith, and Ro Parrish having a ball. Glad to have you with us worldwide. Checking out the Thunder and the Raptors.
They were 48-34, Rick, but they got off to a nice start. Just kind of wilted down the stretch in the playoffs, didn't play as well. They called a red hard Utah Jazz. That young group knocked them out. I think they just needed one more year with the Melo, Paul George teamed up with Russell Westbrook. Not sure they're going to get Melo, though. I think he might be out of there.
Sounds like that might or should be the case. And OG Anunoby hitting the free throw off the defensive 3-second call. That one against OKC. So Toronto within 9. OG Anunoby has 9 on 3 of 5 overall. And a foul by Pressey on the inbound. He is a feisty point guard.
Yeah.
I'm roving. Hey, Smitty, I got a question. Just want to throw something out there. Of course, we know Carmelo Anthony's probably not going to return with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Which team out there do you think is the best fit? There's been rumors that maybe the Lakers might be involved. You've heard things about the Miami Heat, maybe the Houston Rockets. Which team do you think he would fit best with?
Hey, Ro, I'm glad you brought that up. You see the 3 teams you named? They all got banana boat participants.
Uh-oh. Yes, they do.
LeBron,
no coincidence, right?
D-Wade, and CP3. So, Ro, you hit it right on the nose. I think those are the 3 teams. Just in my opinion, not saying I have any information, but if you're Carmelo Anthony, Houston Rockets is a great place. I think with missing, what they're missing in Trevor Ariza, that might be a good fit playing him at the 3 or the 4 and have him coming off the bench. Carmelo Anthony still can score the basketball. Anybody playing with LeBron James, you're going to look good, and you had that responsibility off him. And then Old South Beach and Pat Riley and D-Wade is not bad as well.
They're never going to live down the banana boat thing, are they?
They shouldn't. Not at all.
Just having fun on vacation, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Have you ever been on a banana boat, Smitty?
I've been on a contraption. It wasn't a banana boat, but kind of a contraption.
A contraption.
Yeah. But I'm a pontoon guy. I love my little pontoon. I stay in the lake. The ocean is not for me. I'm a kid from Detroit. That ocean thing is, I like to just look at it.
Can get a little hairy out there, can't it?
Yeah, you can't do much on the ocean. The lake, I got a lot of lake life is for me.
Here's Diallo. Do you like the setup on that pull-up jump shot?
Yeah, I liked it. The one thing I'd love to see him follow through and hold it a little bit. Our colleague 3D would have told him to leave it.
Deontay Burton with a fierce block. And Diallo showing you the hops on that board and threw it a little bit too far out in front of Pressey. You were saying?
Our colleague 3D would have told him to leave it on that jump shot. But let's watch this block by Burton.
Whoa.
Fearless, good size, body on body, that contact. He's going to create some space. And you said it best, Phil Presley's doing what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to pick up as a small guard and just be an irritant.
Here's Anunoby. He's had it rolling so far. Miller down to 3 on the shot clock for Richardson, down to 2. He fires and misses badly. Devon Hall, the game we had him previously, Smitty, he was splashing threes and making it look easy. Here's Pressey taking the bump and the shot, getting to the line for a 3-point play.
Small guards, watch what Phil Presley's doing on both ends. Let's start off first on his offensive end with this highlight we have. Take that angle, get in front, throw your body into him. Take away the bigger guy's angle to be able to block shot. He gotta foul you if you have your body in between him. And then on the defensive end, he's picking up full court and being a guy who's harassing guys.
Summer League action continues today in Vegas on ESPNU, ESPN2, and the ESPN app. Pacers and Cavs at 5 Eastern, Hornets and Bulls at 7. And on ESPNU tonight, it'll be Bucks and Nuggets at 9, Nets and Wolves at 11 p.m. Eastern. And speaking of those Timberwolves, Keita Bates-Diop and Josh Okogie were terrific in yesterday's ball game. And we were talking with Tom Thibodeau, and he said an interesting thing about Bates-Diop going 48th overall. He said there really wasn't that much of a difference between 15 and 45 in this draft, and that speaks to Keita Bates-Diop dropping surprisingly, right?
And all kids, if you want to go high, I was surprised when I didn't see him in the first round, Rick. I thought he had unbelievable talent. Saw him play a lot at Ohio State, the Big Ten Conference. He was the player of the year. Saw him play up against Michigan State and had phenomenal games. He can shoot the basketball. He's a pretty good defender. Got to get a little bit better in there, but better than average for most college players. Got to get stronger, but he's long. But he knows how to play, and he plays winning basketball. There's a difference between being able to play and playing winning basketball. He knows how to play winning basketball.
Ferguson short from the corner, well defended. And Keita Bates-Diop played winning basketball yesterday. Had a double-double, I think 24 and 10 as Minnesota won that game. And here's a corner 3 by Malcolm Miller. Pops out.
And Josh Okogie, I've been knowing him since he's a youngster. Watched him play. Plays so hard, Rick. He puts his head down. He drives it. Doesn't play with the basketball. Knocks down jump shots. And will get after and defend and rebound. They had a nice draft with those two guys. A really nice draft.
And you mentioned Keita Bates-Diop. I had a first-round grade on him, Smitty. I actually mocked him to the Wolves at number 20. And Thibodeau told us yesterday that they considered taking Keita Bates-Diop at number 20. And then waited, and he fell to them at 48.
How lucky is that for the Timberwolves organization? Because I wouldn't have been mad if you saw him go at 20. I thought he had that type of talent.
Me too.
And then you get a chance to get both guys. And for him to be able to still be there at 48, good job by the Timberwolves understanding they have a guy that can play. Some teams missed out on him.
Very productive draft, and both guys should be rotation guys for Minnesota this year. It doesn't seem like Jamal Crawford's coming back.
Both have good size as well.
Bielitz is now a 76er.
And I like that both guys can play without the basketball.
Right.
Usually when you have some guys coming out of college, and people don't understand this, they've been the first option since high school and college, and then you got to go to the NBA. And most likely you won't be the first option, and they struggle how to play without the basketball. Both those youngsters, they can do it without it.
Malachi Richardson at the line for the Toronto Raptors. 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting overall so far. And that first free throw is threaded. Now, Smitty, on Sunday, as Toronto lost to Bates-Diop, Okogie, and the Wolves, Malachi Richardson had 15 points and 4 of 5 from distance. And we'll come back with more on Malachi as we step aside with the Thunder leading by 12.
He'll get a chance to go to the free throw line, and we talked about the game he had the other day, and you can see The young fella was filling it up. 15 points off the bench. Played 1 year at Syracuse. 6'6", about 210 pounds. Has a good feel in his third year, and I think right now it's for him is this is the year right now he has to turn the corner for his career, I think, Rick.
It's a great call. He was the 22nd overall pick in 2016 to the Charlotte Hornets, and that was Kevin Hervey, deep second-round pick for the Thunder with a deep shot. And as you mentioned, it's go time for Malachi Richardson.
Yeah, it is. This is a good matchup right here. OG Anunoby going up against Deontay Burton.
Raleigh Alkins. I'm telling you.
Did you see that rebound?
I love Hamidou Diallo.
Will Parrish said he had a 44.5-inch vertical.
Oh,
I want to know, Ro, why won't you just round up? 45-inch vertical.
Here's Hamidou.
Go ahead and round that one up to 45. You saw that last rebound. He got way up there. Elbows were high, way above the rim.
You know, Ro, I have this thing that measures vertical jump, so I thought that rebound, he was about a 45.1.
You know, Smitty, I trust your judgment. I'll trust that one right there. I'll take that. We'll adjust it.
We'll take a look at this last foray to the cup by Hamidou.
See, this is why they didn't give me that athleticism, Ro and Rick. There's no, I'll probably miss that dunk because I'm trying to dunk. If I had that type of verticality, boy, from the free throw line, y'all be saying, look at him. Yeah, that's why I just started shooting it when you don't have good knees. And
such an intriguing talent. And how about this? So Brooklyn takes him at 45, Smitty, and OKC swoops in and pulls off a trade for him. And Hamidou Diallo gave the Brooklyn Nets the blues in that previous game with the 19 and 8 and all the goodies. So was that a little get back?
Yeah, you don't forget. There's no reason why to check off the team that traded you.
Anunoby. That was a 9-1-1 special, so don't be mad at him. He had to launch that one. And OKC has widened the lead to 16. That is their largest of this game.
I would say watching both teams right now, and I know it's just summer league, OKC right now is doing a better job of executing their offense. They have great spacing. Second highest in combine history.
Oh, my. Oh, my. I can't believe he fell to 45. I really can't. You know, somebody at 33 or 37, or I'm not calling anybody out, but I thought he'd be a high second-round pick, not a mid-second-round pick.
You have to ask Kevin Cottrell, who has the highest vertical in combine history.
Diallo will set up for Burton. He took a bump from Anunoby and
shot that one.
Steal by Miller McIntyre. Miller McIntyre, nice crossover on Burton, lost the handle, but he may get an assist out of it, but Richardson misses. Terrence Ferguson in the open court. This is where he excels. What a play by Raleigh Alkins.
Raleigh did a nice job of being able to attack a guy on one-on-one play. He didn't keep retreating, stood his ground, went for the basketball, was no foul. Usually guys keep retreating. He went straight up. Good job by Raleigh. He did a nice job in college being able to play the point guard, but he guarded a lot of threes. As the body versatility from him, he did a nice job.
Just over 5 to go in the first half. And McKinney missed that three. Rebound collected and secured by Burton. Here he comes downhill, Euro stepping. And
again. That's the next step for Ferguson. You see the ability, but sometimes the strength level can obviously take you away from some positive plays and turn them to negative plays.
Substitutions for the Thunder as Rashawn Thomas and Daniel Hamilton getting set to check back in. Ferguson to Dakari Johnson. Devon Hall, slithery. And he gets fouled going up for that lefty layup in time. What a player at Virginia he was.
Solid. Did a little bit of everything for Virginia. What I love about them, anybody comes out of Virginia, they're defensive minded. They're tough. They slide their feet. I like him.
53rd overall pick in the 2018 NBA draft. I really thought OKC did a great job in the second half. The front office headed up by Sam Presti. You trade, I think they stole Hamidou Diallo. in the second round. You draft Hervey, you draft Devon Hall. They did not have a first-round pick. That's a pretty good haul of talent, getting 3 second-round picks like that.
It is, and you got 3 guys who know how to play and has a great feel. If they get a chance to be in the rotation, you won't be bad. Hall, a guy just did a little bit of everything. You know, when you start looking at, this is why I love people don't always look at stats. I know analytics out there. Virginia played extremely slow possession basketball, so he averaged about 11.7 points. That's really about 16 points and somewhere else. They kept the score like in the 50s and 60s. So here's a guy who had scored, shot 45%, 43 from 3, and 89 from the free throw line.
Smitty, as we look at OKC last year, 48 wins. It's mind-boggling that Russell Westbrook went back-to-back seasons with a triple-double. Now, Smitty, we've been working together a long time, and we had this conversation about LeBron James back in the day. And I on the desk of Game Time NBA TV, and I'm like, could LeBron James be that guy, the first guy since Oscar, to average a triple-double? And you said, I don't know. I'm not sure it'll ever be done. And most people said that. So how mind-boggling is back-to-back triple-double seasons for Russell Westbrook?
I'm going to give him a clap, clap, clap on the air, because you know how hard that is to be able to average a triple-double or be able to consistently get 10 or 15 triple-doubles. You're talking about to average it for a season, to do it back-to-back. And I think right now we're taking what Russ has done in 2 years for granted. That energy he has to put out and be able to still win games and play at a high level. It was tremendous to watch. What I thought would never be done. I thought LeBron James was a guy who was close to doing it, but Russell Westbrook shattered it, and especially for a guy his size to be able to average 10 or more rebounds was fantastic.
It's amazing. Obviously, 16 and 17, he won MVP with a 31-10-10 line. First year without Kevin Durant, obviously, and backed it up with another triple-double season as Thomas scores for OKC. And you got Paul George, you got Carmelo Anthony. Very, very impressive from Russ. Historic. McKinney left it short. Well defended by Dakari, and then McKinney was out of bounds as he tapped it, so it'll be Thunder ball. And Smitty, they're looking to build on their 15-point lead.
Yeah, you watch, and we talk about both on both ends, but the Thunder, watch how many guys are being able to cut without the basketball, play in space. And you can see sometimes the play is broken down, but a guy will just cut and move to give themselves an opportunity, a better opportunity.
Hey, Smitty, you talk about cutting and moving with the Thunder players. Is it just me, or does it seem like they've brought in a lot of players that are versatile, like Hamilton, who just knocks down that 3, that can play multiple positions, move without the basketball, and be versatile?
Ro, a lot of guys that they have, and it's talent out here on both sides, but you see guys with a basketball IQ that's playing and understanding, if I don't have it, I got to be able to create some space. Ro, you dribbling toward me, I got to get out of your way. And then if you get stuck, I got a backdoor. And if I don't get it, I'm taking my man with me.
That was the first bucket for Daniel Hamilton of this game. He's got 4 assists and a couple of rebounds. And Malachi Richardson at the line for Toronto. It's been a rough go for these Raps, Smitty. 0-2, down big here. And Nick Nurse, who takes over for Dwayne Casey, he described in an interview with Roe Parrish, I'm a get dirty guy. I want to be, coaching my team and be in the fight with them. And why are you laughing at the look on Coach Nurse's face right there?
He had a dirty face right there. Just like you say, the interview with Roe, he says, get down in the dirt guy. That's a dirty looking face right there. He's upset right now. You can see.
Roe will tell you, yesterday he had the stylish frames on, and today, no frames at all. He is locked in. He wants a win, Smitty.
Roe and Rick, I've been watching Nick Nurse coach for a long time. Everybody's talked about the intensity. But, when you're not in that head seat, you don't really focus on assistant coach. Now in that head seat, I'm watching him. I think he's going to be entertaining throughout the entire year, Ro.
I definitely agree with you on that. As Rick mentioned, he had on the stylish glasses. He's taking those off today. He's a little bit more intense than I saw him yesterday in the game.
Hey, Ro, watch him. I mean, he's gotten to that squat where he got that piece of paper that he's balled up real tight.
Yeah, he's definitely locked in. Looking forward to seeing what he can do this season with the Raptors.
He's going to need some yoga and some meditation this year.
What he needs is 3 balls from Malachi Richardson and the rest of his guys.
And you love competitive, intense guys. Even though it's summer league, you want guys to be competitive. And we're talking about players. We're seeing it from the coach right now.
Dozier with the miss and the rebound to Toronto. Maybe they can get something going here towards the end of the first half. Just over 2 minutes to go, and they trail by 13. Anunoby, yes, and here come the Raptors. Maybe the grimace face by Nick Nurse. Turn this thing around.
Nick. Now he's in that catcher stance.
13 for OG Anunoby. who is having a breakout game here in Vegas, and his coach is loving it.
Yeah, smile, Nick. Come on, Nick.
He got
Thunder
the job,
still up
right?
10. He got it. Body movement. Watch the Thunder. Dozier has the basketball at the top. Nice little flare screen by Hamilton. Gives it up to Ferguson. He cuts extremely hard. Dozier comes off. Now the ball is side to side. Defense has to rotate. Pump fake, and there's an open jump shot. 11 assists, but it's also body movement and ball movement from the Thunder, bro.
Hey, Smitty, that's amazing right there. That's something that we haven't necessarily seen during the regular season with the Thunder. So I have to ask you, is this something that is just an anomaly for the Summer League, or do you think this is going to be implemented during the regular season with Russell Westbrook and company?
Well, we know Russ plays his style of basketball, and it's been fantastic. And I think for them is they just got to find ways when you have great players, you put the ball in their hand. But sometimes when the great player doesn't have it in other guys, you can't have guys standing. And I think the Thunder will, if they can work on, while Russ has it, other guys are moving. I didn't think they had a lot of body movement last year.
Because this is something I'm really impressed seeing the Thunder do. Of course, we all know the player development is like no other. They draft very well. They know how to spot talent. But now I want to see if they can actually implement this style, because I would love to see the Thunder play this style during the regular season. It's a beautiful brand of basketball to watch.
Well, another assist right there, and a beautiful finish at the rim by P.J. Dozier, and OKC back up by 12. Richardson off the handoff from Thompson. Yes.
Nice jump shot. The three ball is keeping the Raptors in this game.
Richardson now 11 points, 2 of 6 from downtown. Dozier takes it and makes it. P.J. Dozier is having a half of the Thunder.
The kick and play. Very confident, on balance. Love to see a guy that size stay on balance. Being able to show that he can score from 3 levels, at the rim, mid-range, and from the 3 ball.
Rawley Alkins with a nice setup to OG, missed the 3. Thompson said, give me that rebound, then threw it away. Steal by Thomas.
Good D.
P.J. Dozier has 14. And Alkins has really impressed you and me with his defense today.
Look at Thompson and Dakari Johnson. Yes, sir, they are banging.
And a foul on Malachi Richardson. Boy, you are right. There's sparks flying in the paint.
Yeah. And I love Thompson. He's saying, who, me? I didn't foul anybody.
So Dakari Johnson at the line. Another product of Kentucky. Does every team in the NBA have at least one Kentucky player on it? It sure seems that way, doesn't it?
It's a lot of them. And rightfully so. They get a lot of talent, and also the talent is translating into the NBA. Dakari Johnson, 7 feet, 255. He's only 22 years old. He's been around. He's solid. I think he has a long career just because he knows how to play and he's a big body. And yes, the league has changed. They want to pick and pop fives, but you still need big bodies like that. As the Warriors, Zaza Pachulia has stuck around for a long time.
You got to like this timeout here by Nick Nurse. Let's get something good. We're down 14. Maybe a 2-for-1 opportunity here for Toronto, but Nick Nurse is going to draw it up with his squad, and we return to the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas in moments. By 14, 38.6 to go in this first half, and it is Raptors ball. And Smitty, the big 3 for OKC, might not be the big 3 this upcoming season, but Westbrook, we talked about averaging a triple-double. Paul George had good numbers too, averaging 21.9 PPG.
And you thought Paul George would be the guy that's a subtraction. Thought he might be looking elsewhere, the Lakers, but he didn't even take a meeting with the Los Angeles Lakers. So you can see he felt comfortable in OKC with that organization and playing with Russell Westbrook.
So we'll see if Toronto tries to get the 2-for-1 here and take a quick shot out of that timeout by Nick Nurse. Miller McIntyre probing. Alkins floating. And that was a brick. And a foul on Toronto.
I don't even know who is on.
You don't even need the referee to signal it?
Let me see.
And
I didn't get a chance to see what they called it on.
It was Siobhan Thompson.
Yeah, I figured.
They tell us not to assume in the business, but with him it's safe to assume, right?
I'm going to assume in Summer League, especially when bodies are flying and he's around.
P.J. Dozier gets a chance to add to his sparkling stat line in this first half. But again, missed free throws for the Thunder.
How many is that, Rick Camelot? They are struggling at the free throw line.
4 of 15.
That's crazy right there. Hey, Rick, this is something we touched on the other day. I want to get Smitty's opinion on it. The number 35 jersey for the Oklahoma City Thunder. We know Kevin Durant wore that for a number of years, won an MVP. Smitty, what are your thoughts on the Thunder allowing another player to wear that number at this point?
He left, right?
Yes, he did.
No, I'm just playing. And obviously it will be retired, but
you think it will be eventually?
I think so.
Okay. I agree with Smitty. I think once the whole thing settles down a little bit.
It won't be retired anytime soon. But obviously when he finishes his career, I think 4 or 5 years after he finishes his career, it will be retired.
Miller McIntyre got it. Alkins with the steal. And OG on it. He flies through. And here come the Raptors at the end of the first half. Another steal by the Raptors. Miller McIntyre. No. And a thrilling end to the first half. The Raptors set a good tone for the third quarter right there.
Come on, Cody. Miller McIntyre, you get a steal, you get a pump fake, you get your feet lined up, we get excited, and you try to tear up the American flag up there. I know it's 4th of July weekend.
How about Raleigh Alkins, though, not giving up on the play, and what an end to that first half.
Good job. Raleigh's done a nice job of being able to make some plays. There's Dozier with a nice little layup, and there's Raleigh gives it up to OG, and whoa, did he finish. Love the way the Raptors finished this half. They're still down 11, but they did a nice job, Rick.
Site of the 2018
NBA Summer League Day 4, welcome back. This is how it's going today. The Thunder are up 56-45 on the Raptors. Now, let's take a look at Day 3. All the sights and sound, the best things to take place here in the Summer League on Day 3.
We welcome you to Las Vegas, the site of the 2018 NBA Summer League.
We got to play harder than them. All right, this is the challenge.
We've got great matchups almost every time you turn around.
Welcome to Las Vegas in the NBA Big Four.
Very excited being on that floor, just running up and down with the guys.
Oh, Jared Jackson got him again! And what a block!
Oh, Daniel House is in the house.
You got to be rolling with the right T-shirt.
I blame Drake.
Bob called me and he said, "You're not going to believe this, but we have a shot at DeMarcus Cousins," and we just felt like we didn't have enough All-Stars. So we'll try to finish off a pretty good first quarter just inside the tape.
Knocks it down. 15 first quarter points for Malik Monk. And Bender with a big block.
How would you describe that?
Very, very nice road still here, and I'm just very happy to be here.
Josh Jackson with the rejection on Melvin Bagley.
I want to improve defensive end to the point where people are scared whenever they're going up for a shot and I'm around.
Big smile on Fred's face here. It's great.
Oh, the follow.
With the one-hand jam on the break.
Room service. And a big win.
This Summer League has become amazing. All 30 teams here for the first time.
Yes, sir.
And the Thunder had put a 56 on the board. The Raptors, after a slow start, got it cooking. They got 45, but down 11, and we expect a thrilling second half. Coming up right around the corner, P.J. Dozier in full effect, Smitty. 15 points on 6 of 8.
Yes, indeed. Did a nice job, like you said, 6 of 8. As you can see, he's showing us a little bit of everything. Being able to get to the basket when he wants. Nice cut, nice finish in traffic, absorbing the contact. I love how he played. 15 points. More impressive, he had no turnovers. And then the ball movement from the Thunder and body movement. We watched this, we showed this, and this is what basketball is about. Being able to move it without the basketball cut, and they did a fantastic job.
So 12 assists on 22 made field goals for the Oklahoma City Thunder in that first half, Smitty. The Thunder shot 61.1% from the field, but just 5 of 16 at the free throw line, and that's why we have a relatively tight ball game here, an 11-point game at the half.
Yeah, when you look at it, they shot great from the field and the three-point line. They couldn't knock down free throws, but they've been efficient. They're +7 in fast break, and you can see defensively they did a nice job. At the end, give the Raptors a lot of credit. Sense of urgency kicked in. Nick Nurse got the little ugly face going on, and he got those guys going. They got a chance to defend and make some plays, and I would say the reason why they have a chance in this first half has been Riley Alkins. He's done a nice job defensively and playing solid for them.
Riley Alkins has not scored, but he's made a lot of plays that don't impact the box score. OG Anunoby has definitely impacted the box score. As you look at Dozier's line, 15 points for OG, 11 points for Malachi Richardson, and they have really led the way. 26 of their 45 points, and here we go. Alkins driving, and that ball looked like it was last touched by Alkins, but the ref was right there, and he says it was off of Daniel Hamilton, so it's Raptors ball, 11 on the shot clock.
And you see Raleigh, like you said, 0-3, and people say, well, Smitty he didn't have any points. But I'm watching the plays he's making, and I'm watching the coaching staffs talk about and clap. He's in the right spot in the right place.
Miller McIntyre, step back JR just popped out on him. And Rashawn Thomas was down to the floor to get that, and back come the Thunder. And a foul over the back on who, Smitty?
That's our guy, Thompson.
And he had some complaining to do after that one. He basically butchered Dakari Johnson from behind on that.
He's getting close to up to it, but I know he has to have about 5 or 6 right fouls.
He's got 4 fouls right
now. That's it?
Yep. And look at him. And Dakari said, get off me. Here's Hamilton trying to get past Richardson. Good luck with that. And Ferguson fumbles it away, and that is a shot clock violation. Good defensive stand right there by Toronto.
And you see the coaching staff of the Raptors, they didn't want that call because they had numbers in on the break.
Nick Nurse had the ay look on his face. There is Nick. One of the top assistants for Dwayne Casey. Moved over that critical 18 inches that they always talk about, Smitty. There's Alkins on the move, and it's banged out of bounds by Ferguson. Rick Hamill, Steve Smith, and Ro Parrish here at the Thomas & Mack Center. We appreciate y'all watching worldwide on NBA TV. Boy, Dakari Johnson is like, Siobhan, I know you're not shooting, so I'm not coming out on you. And back come the Thunder here with Dozier. He took the bump.
It was a big-time bump.
And Thomas misses, and Thompson inhales that rebound, and then got the elbows high, Smitty. And Thomas took the brunt of that bow. And Siobhan Thompson, can't believe it, but that'll be
Siobhan Thompson.
Foul number 5 on him.
Let's watch him clear a little space right here. Oh, yes.
That'll leave a mark. Ferguson did a good job getting out of the way of that, huh?
Yep. Nice job. And as you can see,
they're going to take a look at this, Smitty, see if it's a flagrant 1 or just a common foul. Certainly not a flagrant 2.
Rashawn Thomas got to understand. You got to know personnel. I'm clearing myself away if you get a little bit too close to Siobhan Thompson. I might reach one time, but after that, I got to get out of it. I'm with Ferguson. No, KYP. Know your personnel.
Save your face, too. What's that? SYF? Will save your face, Smitty.
Thompson has 5 fouls, 5 to go.
And Thomas.
Yes, 5 to go. You get 10 in
He does have
league.
5 to go. Thomas sold that a little bit, keeping the head cocked back like you did.
Okay.
Easy for me to say, huh?
You just go stand there and take it. You better get you gotta get your face out the way, Rick.
So they're still reviewing it. Common foul or flagrant 1.
Hey, one thing about Rashawn Thomas. Hey, Smitty, so we talked to Jeff Van Gundy the other day, and we know that this is one of his players that he's going to have on the USA qualifying USA basketball squad. So you would hope that he has better awareness, just like you said, to pay attention and know his personnel if he's going to be playing on the USA level, you would think.
Well, you're talking about Rashawn Thomas, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I don't know if, I like him. He's being aggressive.
Very true.
I guess for me, I'm just one of those old vets who he's still trying to find his way. For myself, I'm going to give him a little space, though, unless we are in a real intense game and got to have that play. But Rashawn's doing the right thing. You're supposed to go in there and give it all. Just for me, I'm trying to keep, my face pretty, right?
Can't damage the moneymaker. Can't do that.
So just simply an offensive foul right there. No flagrant one. And I agree with that.
I agree. I don't think he maliciously knew and threw an elbow to contact from the guy that was behind him.
Here's Thomas going right back to work, and he's fouled from behind by Anunoby. Anunoby just shot him a look like, hey, you're no LeBron James. I guarded LeBron James in the playoffs last year. You're no LeBron James.
Rashawn Thomas said, I'm not trying to be LeBron, Rick. I'm just trying to be me. Trying to get in this league and stick.
Here's Dakari. Oh, I thought he was going to launch that long, too. And Daniel Hamilton had his pocket picked. Here's Thomas, and once again, contact from Siobhan Thompson. The fouls are mounting on Big Siobhan.
4 to go.
That is 6, Smitty.
4 to go. He still has 4 good ones to go, though. Good job by Rashawn Thomas picking it up.
Oh, he got his money's worth. He got his money's worth right there.
Hey, Smitty, I know you're familiar with Derek Coleman. That's your OG. He had the commercial back in the day. He said, you get 6 fouls in a game, make them count.
Yes.
He has substantially more than 6 fouls in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Thompson is understanding that he's one of those guys you like. He's an old school throwback power forward, and he's the power in that forward, and that's the way he's been playing. You can see it's nothing where he's going out trying to hurt guys. He's just a physical game. Once we started off the game, I said, Rick, Thompson likes physicality. I've never seen him play in my life, but I can see right now the big fella loves to touch people.
Hawkins out to Miller McIntyre. That pass was behind Richardson, who did a good job to catch it. Shot clock an issue down to 3. Richardson recognizes and hits a deep 3. What a shot. 10-point game. Ferguson.
Good defense by the Raptors.
There's Thomas driving on OG. What a play. Scoring with the left hand, and he wanted a foul. Richardson driving.
It is getting physical out here.
Anunoby. Hamilton up to Thomas.
Look at
Hawkins went for the block, was called for the foul. His defense has been magnificent.
And you're talking about defense in the open court on breaks when guys one-on-one. Let's watch this one. Even if it was a foul, I thought it was a good play. Yeah, a little bit.
Foul on the follow-through, right?
Yep.
It's all ball, but then got a lot of arm on the way through. But like if you get the ball first and then hit the arm, it's foul, right?
Yeah, it is. But I gave him A for effort.
Hey, NBA fans, be sure to download the NBA app to keep up with all things Summer League. Get your highlights, scores, schedules, all with the click of a button to stay in the know with NBA Summer.
The intensity level is going up a little bit, about 2 notches from the first half. I think that's all Nick Nurse at halftime talking to these young Raptors.
Hawkins, nice behind the back dribble, but he can't shake Hamilton. Thompson to OG, and 3 Thunder players meet him at the rim. Oh, and now Dakari Johnson and OG pushing and shoving, and now the refs come in to separate them. And Smitty, you were right. It is getting feisty and testy out here. Rashawn Thomas now entering to say a word or two. Looks like cooler heads are going to prevail, but Dakari Johnson wasn't having any of that.
No, not at all. And OG Anunoby, and I think Dakari is saying, hey, I got to set this tone as a big guy. Him and Siobhan Thompson going at it, and it's gotten physical. They went up and got OG Anunoby. Not a little bumping and pushing and a little slapping. And okay. OG's grabbing Ferguson, won't let his arm go.
So we're not boxing analysts here, but Dakari Johnson kind of started that. After the defensive play, kind of walked over and bumped OG a little bit. Watch right here. kind of a
There's
little
been a
message?
lot of talking. Yeah, it's from both ends. It's been a lot of talking now.
And do you like sort of the enforcer mentality of a Dakari Johnson to say, you know, I'm the big dog here?
And Rick, you called this out earlier. You can see it, all the touching, and it's been building and building for the last 6 or 7 possessions for sure.
I'll be honest, as long as it doesn't get out of control, and we don't think it is, nothing bad happened right there, I like this. This is Summer League intensity. You got jobs and careers on the line. And I applaud the referees. They got in there. They separated people. I think everybody did a great job with that.
Well, competitive. And like you said, tension is going up. And I think the defense and guys are coming out playing hard. You have some guys on the floor right now that's getting after it on both ends. And I thought the Thunder set that tone early in the first half. And I think right now, as you can see, what they're trying to do right now, the Raptors, is trying to get back it with toughness and defense, and they are. And I think right now is for them is.
What's your guy Jamal McGlure telling OG Anunoby right there?
All I know is I told Jamal earlier, you know, I played with him, that he didn't set picks for me enough. And he said, Smitty, I want you to give me the rock. Jamal's one of those great teammates, and he's saying it right now is just keep your head. He's done a fantastic job as one of the Raptors assistants in understanding the game. He's from the Toronto area, so this is a perfect fit for him. And he does a great job. If you get a chance to go to games early with Valanciunas, they are out there bumping. He's getting Valanciunas ready. He's getting a lot of these young guys ready.
So to me, Smitty, it's double technical fouls on Dakari Johnson and OG Anunoby, and we play on.
And play on.
Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree. As far as the referees right now, they're trying to look and see if anything out of the ordinary, whether there's any punches thrown, or is there anything, and I don't think so. And I think quickly they should take these headsets off, and they're doing that and coming out and making what they would say, like you said, double text or just play on.
I love the system and the rules the NBA has in place to stop fighting. Now, posturing and woofing and puffing your chest, that's one thing, but you know, throwing punches, nobody wants to see that. It's terrible for the game, and I think the rule changes, Smitty, have de-incentivized players from really snapping and losing their cool. They'll posture and woof a little bit, but which I think is good, clean fun, but it doesn't go too far.
No, not at all, and they've done a nice job of cleaning up, especially from my days when we played. It was a lot of physical play and things would get out of hand, but I think they did a nice job. We have Roe Parrish all over it. Roe is roaming the sidelines.
He is right behind the scores table right now. So, double text on Anunoby and Dakari Johnson. There were people at home, Smitty, you know, either on the couch in the kitchen making some food, who said the same thing. That was, I thought, a rather obvious
bit of
officiating right there.
Good job by the officiating.
Good job by the refs to get it right. And now we have a jump ball. And Ferguson and Anunoby sharing a little laugh. Well, they're both first-round picks, Smitty. They're good. They're on guaranteed contracts. They're good. Boy, OG has a pro body, doesn't he? And OG wins the tip, and Alkins saves it. And Alkins, with 2 on the shot clock, did a good job to get that off, and he gets his own rebound. And
first of all, Rick, you said it best. He got a chance to chase the ball down, but then also, what a fantastic miss. Got a chance to shoot it, get the rim so you can get a chance to get a reset of the shot clock, and he was the first guy to chase it down.
Timeout on the court. We have been impressed with Rawley Alkins' intelligence and defense and overall game, but his Raps are down 14. Here's your upcoming national TV schedule on ESPN2. Pacers and Cavs tonight at 5 Eastern. Then the Hornets and Celtics at 7 on ESPNU. Another doubleheader. It'll be Bucks and Nuggets at 9 Eastern, followed by the Nets and Timberwolves at 11 Eastern. Wave after wave of Summer League basketball on the ESPN networks and NBA TV as well. And out of the timeout, Toronto frustratingly turns it over, and back come the Thunder with P.J. Dozier. Here's Dakari driving on Siobhan Thompson. Fouled by Siobhan Thompson and gets out of there. But you could tell, Smitty, he did not like that. That was a forceful foul once again by Siobhan.
3 to go, Siobhan. But good job by Dakari Johnson being able to.
Are you going to start a hashtag about it?
No,
Siobhan Thompson foul out watch 2018.
I'm okay with Siobhan. He's playing hard, but that's 3. Good job by Dakari Johnson being able to drive it, stay on balance, spin move, and then gather himself and then go up.
Dakari's got a smile on his face. This is his kind of game, though, isn't it?
Yeah, old school. All those pick and pop fives and these new terminologies. Unicorns and hybrids. He's old school, big fella.
Yeah, he sets up in the low block, you know, back to the basket. And Miller McIntyre got an elbow a little high there on Rashawn Thomas. It's a 16-point lead for the Thunder. Alkins. And they swing it now to Richardson. He's driving into traffic and stopped. And Siobhan Thompson got that rebound in traffic. Around 4 Thunder players. Miller McIntyre. Boy, the Thunder are getting off the floor and playing great defense.
They're going up without fouling, verticality. Dakari Johnson is asking for it. This is a matchup.
I saw that swing through coming. Oh, a little pump fake, and then he tripped, but he was tripped by Siobhan. How many?
2 to go. 2 to go, big fella. And Nick Nurse is not subbing him at all. Dakari Johnson, nice move. Swing through, measure up. Ooh, pump fake. That pump fake is
boy, he kind of kicked the leg out a little bit to trip him right there. Boy, Siobhan Thompson, while effective, a little chippy.
Yeah, I like it, Rick. That's okay. Big fella's playing hard.
Spilling water all over himself. So side out of bounds for OKC, trying to build on their 16-point lead. And Dozier's like, move your feet, coaching staff. I don't have room here. And right there, a physical foul with Richardson putting the arm over the shoulder of Daniel Hamilton. This is one of the edgier Summer League games I've seen, Smitty.
Hey, Smitty, I mean, Rick just mentioned it. This is a very chippy game. Have you ever seen a Summer League game in the years that you've been here at the Summer League? Rick, I'll throw this question at you, too. This seems like, and I don't want to take it too far and say a playoff atmosphere, but these teams seem like they're very familiar with each other, like they know each other. I've never seen something like this in Summer League.
Yeah, you took it too far, Ro. It's not playoff intensity. But it's been good. I mean, I like that the young guys are coming out here competing. You have Nick Nurse and the coaching staff. They've taken the intensity to the next level. They're coming out there and competing. And obviously with the 10 fouls, guys are using them. And I told Rick in one of those breaks, this is going to be a long game.
Ro, what I would say is, look, I've been calling Summer League games for a long time. I don't know. I can't jog my memory like that, too many games. But I would say this, definitively, this is one of the chippiest Summer League games I've seen.
It's definitely in the conversation.
It's definitely in the conversation.
But you like to see that competition, especially in the Summer League.
Ro, you're a young fella. You know, me and Rick has done so many games. We don't know. It's hot here in Vegas. I can't think.
Ro, buckle up, man. You're going to be doing this for years.
Yes.
This is a great gig. Oh, Giannonobi. Yeah, it's great to have you. We've got Ro Parrish, Steve Smith, Rick Hamlin, and our awesome crew here at the Thomas and Mack Center. And OG Anunoby, even in a game, Smitty, that so far hasn't gone Toronto's way, this is a win for the Raptors, how well he's playing.
It is. I mean, he's done a nice job, and I like what he's done offensively. And back to Ro Parrish. Ro Parrish, you know, I'm going to start calling him just etc. because he can do everything. ... He's a DJ. He can host. I don't know if he can dance, but then, you know.
Hey, Smitty, I appreciate
I'm
those
not finished.
Oh, my bad. Respect to my vet. Continue talking.
He's in fantastic shape. If you run, I mean, let me tell you something. Ro wears those 2 small shirts.
Is that a Smedium?
Medium. He wears those mediums. You know, he can do it all.
We've been having a blast. Me and Ro and Derek Fisher the last 3 days. And Smitty, great to be here with you in Vegas for a couple of games here.
Just trying to bring some energy. I know you guys are, you know, almost done.
Hey, Smitty, what do they say? Jack of all trades, master of none. That is me. He is I, and I is him.
I tell you, you master a lot of them. You master a lot.
He's being humble.
He's being too humble. Ooh, okay, PJ Dozier. It's a good matchup.
Daniel Hamilton put it on the floor and tried to set up Dakari. Miller McIntyre to Richardson. Good D by Ferguson to cut him off. Miller McIntyre, you're going to need that shot.
No, you got to stop and pull up at the free throw line.
And that floater was not close.
No, not at all.
Still a 13-point game. Hamilton cut off by Lima. Here's Dakari along
nice.
too. Got himself comfortable at that free throw line, didn't he?
Dakari's done a nice job. 10 points. He's been an anchor for the Thunder in this playoff game. I mean, this Ro got me saying playoff games. Summer League game.
Well, there will be playoff-ish Summer League games coming up when the tournament begins, as Richardson misses. Daniel Hamilton. Oh, he went behind the back, and it was stolen by Richardson. Then he's knocked over by Dakari. And Dakari, I think, banged knees a little bit. He's grimacing, grabbing at that left knee. Looks like he'll be okay. Just walk it off, big fella. Hamidou Diallo coming back into the game for OKC. Herbie as well. And Burton. And Devin Hall. And subs for Toronto as well. Giddy Potts back into the game. Lloyd. Alfonso McKinney.
Yeah. Hey, Smitty, I know you mentioned me earlier, giving me props. Thank you for mentioning that. Our DJ still taking bookings if you want to hire me for the right price. But a quick story. You see that?
No, I don't want to hire you. I just said you do a lot of things.
Phil Pressey's just entered the game. Of course, that's the son of Paul Pressey. Smitty, I know you're very familiar. So, you know, that family has hit the gene pool lottery. Of course, Paul has a son, Matt, that played at Mizzou, and now he's playing pro ball overseas now. Pressey's older sister, Angie, played volleyball at Cal and is married to former NFL running back Justin Forsett, who also attended Cal, and I just happened to DJ their wedding. So I bring everything full circle right there.
I like how you did that, Ro, and got yourself mentioned in there again.
I love it. Having a ball in Vegas. Glad to have you with us here as OKC leads by 12. Of fouls, 23 committed by Siobhan Thompson and the Raptors, 13 by the Thunder.
I thought you said 23 by Siobhan Thompson. He has 8 of them. And yes, Siobhan Thompson is giving himself a chance to possibly foul out in this game. And look at him, he's upset, still doesn't think he fouled anybody. The last notable player I remember fouling out in the Summer League was Thon Maker. And Siobhan Thompson is getting close to maybe fouling out. And you get 10.
That was McKinney missing from the corner. Burton dribbled himself in and out of trouble. Now between the legs, crossover. Look at Burton go. Burton takes it back for Pressey. He's driving. He had Herbie, but went with Diallo. Pull up baseline. Jay Hamidou Diallo, I'm feeling you.
Really good job. The Thunder, what they're doing of moving it.
Boy, Giddy Potts is not shy, Smitty.
No, not at all.
Here's Herbie. Whoa, that was Malcolm Miller coming over for the helicopter block, but he fouled him. So Herbie will toe the line, and there is Siobhan Thompson.
Good job, big fella. He's played a nice game. 7 rebounds, 8 fouls, though. But I like his intensity. You got 8 big ones, though.
He's got us talking about him, doesn't he?
This is the third quarter, right?
It is.
Okay.
There's Siobhan. Right now, Siobhan's got that 1,000-yard stare.
Yep.
Just letting it all calm down as the UT Arlington product has one more. Kevin Hervey, and it's short. But Hamidou Diallo got his hand on it, and a foul is called on Devin Hall. So it'll be Raptor ball, Smitty, and an opportunity here. This game is kind of teetering on, are the Raptors going to make a run and tighten it up and give us a thrill, or are the Thunder going to, score the next couple of buckets and widen it out and have a cruise control victory?
Well, looking for Toronto, even though they lose this game, I like what OG Anunoby has done in this game offensively.
Oh no, Malcolm Miller, be okay. He landed very, very awkwardly. Smitty, was that face first?
I couldn't see, but I know he was extremely high up.
Hamidou Diallo got fouled and then threw it up, and Malcolm Miller went for the block, and he is shaken up for sure. And look at the hustle in an awkward fall. Smitty, what did you see there?
I thought his right wrist. And obviously he flips over, but I thought his right wrist came down.
Boy, let's hope he's okay.
Yes,
you can see him.
Yep.
It looks like he's already got a wrap on that thumb wrist area, Smitty. the bench didn't want to look, and you saw the doctor immediately come over and grab him and take him into the tunnel area. So
hope he'd be okay.
Say a quick prayer for Malcolm Miller, and they're working on his hand. He appears to be in a lot of pain. Don't want to speculate what the problem is, but great hustle by Malcolm Miller.
Yep, fantastic hustle.
And Hamidou Diallo, one more from the line. Do you like his stroke, Smitty?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, I want to see a little bit more. I haven't seen him shoot a jump shot. We saw the one pull-up. Love to see a little bit more, maybe in this last quarter or so. He'll get a lot of playing time we get a chance to see. But I like what I've seen so far as a basketball player.
Giddy Potts, he was going for the mega blast, and I believe he was fouled by Deontay Burton. And Giddy Potts in the previous game we had one of those head down, I'm taking it in, and I'm throwing it down your throat moves, and drew the foul, but very aggressive player.
Yeah, he is. Understands people going to play him and close out. Very close on his jump shot, then being able to drive it and make plays as well.
Facially and body-wise, he gives me a Will Bynum vibe.
Yeah, he does. He does, and boy, could Will Bynum score.
Didn't he have a 26 or 27-point fourth quarter in one game?
One of those crazy quarters.
Yeah. Shout out to Will Bynum.
Yes, sir.
Talented player, and Giddy Potts hits the second 15-point game.
Doing a nice job of player development, working young guys out.
Here's Pressey. Oh, it is stuffed by Giddy Potts. What a rejection. That was guard-on-guard crime, Smitty.
The athleticism of Giddy Potts, also the strength. Presley trying to get in front of him. Couldn't get that angle. Good job by Potts without fouling.
Great save by Diallo, and it's in the backcourt, but it was tipped by a Toronto player. Here's Hall. Plenty of time on the shot clock. It's down to 5 now. And Pressey from the side, and he hits it. So Pressey says, and Giddy Potts was right on it too. And they're starting to compete out here a little bit. It's been all about the bigs. Now the smalls are kind of mixing it up. And here's a steal by Pressey.
Smart play.
Ooh, I thought a heat check was coming there, Smitty. Devin Hall over to Herbie. Checked his feet and drilled it. And the lead is 21, Smitty.
Yeah, the Thunder, they've moved it. They played extremely well. And you can see the Raptors, only about 5 or 6 minutes of this game that they've really put offense and defense together.
Oh, Deontay Burton out of Iowa State in your living room with a jam. His athleticism belies his frame, doesn't it? He doesn't look like he's supposed to move and jump like that, but he can really go.
He's sliding his feet.
Here's Alkins. And Giddy Potts from the corner, yes. Smitty, every time we come to the Summer League, as we've got 5 seconds left, there are players that you don't know going in that catch your eye and make you a fan of theirs, and Giddy Potts is one of those guys for me. And that is the end of this third quarter. A big one for the Oklahoma City Thunder as they take the lead all the way out to 20 as we go to the fourth quarter here from the Thomas & Mack Center. More Summer League action coming your way on NBA TV as Andre Roberson will join us on the other side of this brief timeout.
Welcome back to the MGM Resorts Summer League. Right now the Thunder is up by 20. If you've been watching, we saw Malcolm Miller take a devastating spill earlier. He injured his wrist, left the game, and right now he is currently getting x-rays on that wrist. I'll keep you updated as I get the information. Back to you guys.
All right, Ro, thank you very much. We certainly wish Malcolm Miller the best. That was a very violent fall for him on a hustle play that we definitely appreciated as we settle back in here to the Thomas & Mack Center on the campus of UNLV. And Kevin Hervey went for the jam, block/foul there by Raleigh Alkins. So free throws coming for Mr. Hervey. Rick Hamlin, Steve Smith courtside, and we are joined right now by Andre Roberson, a 3-and-D guy, as they say. And we have to talk surgeries, as in 2 one on the Achilles, and was it a knee scope that I read about as well?
My Achilles? Nah, my patella tendon.
Your patella tendon, pardon me.
Andre, don't give me no extra injuries. You don't want any more extra injuries.
Good.
So how's it coming?
It's coming along.
Are you going to be ready for training camp?
Yeah, that's the plan. Taking my time coming back. I'm not rushing anything at all. Making sure this thing is right when I get back for season. So, the plan is to come back to training camp and start, first game of the season. So, so far so good.
Andre, can you talk to especially the young guys out there of how much patience you have to have going through rehabilitation?
Yeah.
You're not allowed around a team. You want to be playing, but like you said, you don't want to rush it.
Yeah, man, it's a mentality you have to have. You got to stay strong, stay positive. I always told myself everything happens for a reason. Got to find out why. Got to figure out, what you need to do. And, that's what I've been just kind of doing with myself, trying to find myself better, just gain mental strength. So that's what I've been doing, working on it, staying positive. It's been challenging at times, but especially during the playoffs, watching the guys. But got to stick through it. We're going to come back strong. So.
And Andre, talk about watching. Just talked about, when you're playing, you don't get a chance to watch the game.
Yeah.
Obviously you're in and out of the lineups and subs. But I'm talking about when you get extensive time. I've been there with a knee injury.
Yeah.
What have you learned about your team that you look at, not saying it's positive or negative, just about the game, and then also yourself where you can fit in and help this Thunder team at another area?
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a special, role that they play on the team. There's 5 guys on the court, they work together, and, somebody goes down, it kind of throws a little wrench in it, but, you got 10 other guys on the bench, got to figure out a way to make it work, and I think that's what they did. They did a great job of, sticking together through all the adversity we've been through all season, and just, sticking strong through it. And, we didn't finish like we wanted to, but, I think we gained a lot from that. So,
Andre, I've got to ask. I presume you were at Russell Westbrook's party with the Paul George announcement that he was in fact staying in Oklahoma City and not going elsewhere, as many people speculated.
Yeah.
Were you there?
I was not there. I missed that invite.
You missed that. We have drama
invite
here in Las Vegas right now. What do you mean you missed the invite?
So did you get?
Hold on, Andre. Did you get the invite and you missed it, or did you not get the invite?
He was rehabbing. But that was definitely rehab. It was for a good reason.
Okay, so we don't have breaking news.
Yeah, no breaking news. It was for a good reason.
No strife in that locker room.
Gotta stay focused.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
But all kidding aside, Paul George is staying with the Thunder.
Yeah, that's big.
How huge is that?
That's big. That's big for us. Great piece, great addition. Helped us out a lot last year, and gained out. We didn't play it like we wanted to. We started. It's been ups and downs throughout the whole season, but. We all five of us got on that court, started clicking. It was something special for sure. That's something we got to gain from.
But Andre, at the beginning of the season, you guys were clicking. You guys had some injuries. Just talk about how it came together. Didn't finish the way you want to, but you saw the talent and how it was going, I would say, by the first 45 to 50 games.
For sure. I mean, it was rough. Guys bouncing in and out constantly. And it was just a grind, getting through every game and just trying to figure out the chemistry and, guys practicing here, guys practicing there. So it was just tough until we all got it on a consistent basis of us practicing together, playing together, and that's when we, started to see something special. And I think that's one of the reasons why Paul George came back, and it's going to be good.
So the Thunder a year ago, 48 wins, losing in the first round to the Utah Jazz. You certainly could have helped with defending Donovan Mitchell in that series had you been healthy. Led the NBA in steals at 9.1, and that's with a lot of games without you, a terrific defensive player. So very promising season. George is coming back. We don't know about Carmelo's status, but I'm curious about, while rehabbing the injury, have you been living in the gym, shooting free throws, shooting those corner threes that we know that you can nail? Like, have you been working on your shot a lot?
Definitely. I just got to a point where I can consistently shoot jump shots, repetitive. So I've been crushing the gym. We were worried about my tendon there for a while, healing the right way, and I've been doing a lot of form and dribbling type stuff. So it's been good. I've been working and putting those hours in for sure. So next season definitely gonna be one for the books.
Andre, as a whole, for the Thunder organization and this entire team, what area do you think you got to get better in? Not individually, I would just say as a team.
As a team, yeah, for sure. Just being consistent. I feel like we were up and down a little bit too much last year. You know, throughout the games, you know, we start off hot and come back, you know, just let the game slip away, just stuff like that. And, you know, I think we got to come back with that killer attitude and just step on guys from the jump and just carry it on throughout the game. So I think that's one big area we can get better.
Andre, do you have one particular ensemble that Russell Westbrook has worn that has stuck out to you in particular? That maybe you didn't like, maybe it was like maybe too risky of a fashion decision by Russ?
He
didn't invite you, so here's your opportunity to take him deep worldwide on NBA TV.
No, I mean, Russell's one of a kind, man. He's a great guy. Definitely a fashion world, you can't go wrong. It's not just him, it's everybody nowadays. You can't go wrong in the fashion world. So I know he's just expressing himself. And I think that's a beauty about him. Just expressing himself through his clothes and just, you know, being the guy that he is.
And his game, by the way.
Yeah, and his game too. His game is completely different from what he is as a person. He's a great guy, and on the court, he don't care who you are. He's going out there and kill you. So, but he's just expressing himself. He doesn't care what anybody says, and I think that's what's special about him.
Andre, speaking of his game, he plays so hard. Yeah. I just want to know, does he go to that level also in practice? Is he playing the same way? Because I hear in practice he plays just as hard. And I can't imagine. I played at a high level, played the NBA.
For sure.
Some practices, you know, you kind of go, you ratchet it down a little bit, but I hear he's still going 100 miles per hour.
He's going from the jump, three-man weave, dunking it with like he's doing the game. So, I mean, it's definitely a special thing he got going on, so it's good.
Andre, I'm curious how Billy Donovan, the terrific head coach of the Thunder, has helped your career and your development.
You know, putting us all in a position to succeed. Through all our weaknesses as a team, as players, individuals, and he just makes us stronger. Makes us work together, and he just helped me out in ways that keep me on the floor during times that teams try to take advantage of certain abilities. And he works and finds ways around it, to keep guys in positions to succeed. So it's good.
So we've got obviously a comeback here brewing by the Toronto Raptors. 20-point game at the end of the third quarter. The Raptors have made 10 of those points up here with 3:55 into this fourth quarter. Are you enjoying your time here in Las Vegas?
I definitely am. You know, I got in last night coming to check these guys out. First time watching them, so it's good. They're definitely working in something special.
When you look at it, Andre, I'm sorry to cut you off, but Terrence Ferguson, a young guy that's been around. What do you like so far and what he's done so far in this summer?
From what I seen when I first seen him was his body. He's definitely got a lot bigger upper body. His legs got to get there a little bit better.
Wait a minute, Andre, I'm looking at Terrence. He's gotten bigger?
He's got bigger than arms. He got bigger than arms. He's a young buck. He's 20 years old, so he got some time.
I remember those days.
But no, he's been in the gym. He's been in Oklahoma City since the season ended, so he's been working hard for us. So
I love his game.
Definitely gonna be in the rotation next year.
Andre, we're pulling for you. Keep working hard. Keep rehabbing that knee, and we'll see you this upcoming season.
Sounds good. Thank you
very much. Andre Robertson hanging out with us here in Las Vegas. More fourth quarter action coming up. All right, thanks again to Andre Robertson for joining us here courtside. Rick Kamla, Steve Smith, and Ro Parrish, who has an update on Malcolm Miller.
That's right. The Raptors PR shared that he has a dislocated shoulder. He will not return. As I was in the back, I saw team president Masai Ujiri come back to his aide to make sure he checked on him. Miller walking through there, he was visibly upset. He said a couple of things. You could tell that he knew he was going to be done for the day. We hope that he has a speedy recovery and can get back on the court.
Well said, Ro. Indeed. Malcolm Miller, we appreciated the effort out here, the hustle play that got him injured, and we certainly wish him well. Dislocated shoulder, obviously that's a significant injury. So Toronto's on a 13-1 run over about the last 4 minutes, and here's OG Anunoby, thuds that three off the front of the rim, but great hustle by OG, runs over a ref, and stepped out of bounds, so it'll be Thunder ball.
Yeah, OG doing a nice job of running it down. And the referee standing out of bounds. Almost knocked down that guy with his French fries and chicken fingers.
Yeah, the chicken fingers are still in good shape. He might have lost his sauce though, Smitty. I think the ranch sauce is down on the ground there.
Disgusted.
Hey, at least he didn't spill a beer all over himself. Here's Terrence Ferguson. Popped down on him. Boy, what a rebound by Rashawn Thomas. And then it was taken away by Lloyd. He's back for Toronto. Richardson off the side of the backboard. And the rebound to Dozier. The head-to-head to Thomas.
Whoa.
I can tell you right now, he was thinking one thing, jamming it on Lloyd. And Lloyd fouled him.
Gave him his sauce back. But
the guy's like, thanks. You put your sweaty fingers in my ranch sauce.
OG is a good kid. You saw that, though.
He's trying.
He's trying. He needs to show this and go upstairs and get him.
He's salty because his shoes got messed up.
No, he's missing his food.
He got sauce on his Jordans, Smitty.
Oh, yeah. Can't do that.
Thomas misses the first free throw. (15 and 12 for Rashawn Thomas. And now 16 and an 11-point lead for the Thunder. Hey, Smitty, you sit courtside? You're part of the action.
No, you're courtside. You have a chance to get ran over. You don't want to have a lot of food courtside. You can't have the drink right there, the French fries, the chicken fingers, and the dessert. You got to go one by one. It's an art just sitting on courtside.
Dakari to Ferguson. And here's Hamilton. Slithering and swatted by OG Anunoby.
The producer asked me, was it art or science? He's right. I think it's more science.
Very positive game for OG Anunoby.
Yes. I think he has a chance to look. We know defensively what he can do. But I think offensively, you'll get a chance to see that his game expand a little bit more. The confidence will be there. His teammates will be confident. And playing in the summer league, a guy who started and played well in the playoffs, coming out this summer league, playing hard. Usually some guys wouldn't like that, saying I played. You can tell this kid understands the game and understands winning.
Thomas back at the line, padding the stats and increasing the lead for OKC to 12. 17 now for Rashawn.
OG Anunoby started the season. When they drafted him, he was hurt, Rick. And so now for him to get a chance to get more playing time, I think it's all about his offense.
That shot off glass by Terrence Ferguson. Ferguson now with 5 points, 2 of 7 shooting. OG. And the kick to Giddy Potts. And that ball out of bounds, last touch by Toronto. Summer League action continues tonight in Las Vegas. NBA TV and the ESPN app. Wizards and 76ers. We will have that game coming up next. Then at 7:30 Eastern, the Warriors and the Mavericks, the Magic and Suns run at 9:30. Yes, that's Bamba and Ayton. And then you have the Clippers and Rockets running at 11:30 p.m. Eastern time, all on NBA TV. So if you're in the Pacific time zone, as PJ Dozier scores, stay up with us. If you're in the Eastern time zone, stay up late with us, as we will have all the action for you. And then, of course, the starters deep into the night. We'll break it all down. And OG Anunoby took his eye off the ball, and it went out of bounds. Fortunately, it did not knock over that gentleman's chicken fingers.
Yes, because I'm about to say OG is hunting people with food.
Is he hungry?
He's hungry.
He's hungry. Hey, he's hungry for a big game.
Yep. I love the way PJ Dozier has played in this game.
He really set the tone for OKC here, didn't he?
He did, and Ferguson has done a nice job as well.
And Nick Nurse calls time. It may be a little bit too late for the Grimace to fire up his squad, but Nick Nurse is going to continue grinding, and the Thunder are going to keep scoring. Smitty, they got 90 with 3:53 to go in regulation.
More importantly for Thunder, the Raptors have 71.
like Thomas Bryant, Smitty. Coming up next, it'll be the Wizards and 76ers. You see Thomas Bryant right there, pressed up against the wall, flexing his legs. Product of the Indiana Hoosiers, and we're watching OG Anunoby, former Indiana player as well right now, but his Raptors trail the Thunder. We'll be watching Thomas Bryant, Troy Brown Jr., and the Wizards coming up in just a little bit against the 76ers. 3:45 to go in this fourth quarter, and a nice overplay there by Burton to knock it out of bounds. 14 on the shot clock for the Raptors. Anunoby with 19, Richardson with 17, Giddy Potts with 12, 4 in doubles for the Thunder, with Thomas and Dozier each with 17, Hervey with 12 off the bench, and Dakari Johnson has 10. And a foul by Thomas on Miller McIntyre, and that was, as Dickie V would say, the ticky-tack variety.
Yes. Not a lot of contact. And you see the three-point field goals.
Especially the way this game's been going, huh?
13 for 44 are the Raptors. 10 of 16 from 3 for the Thunder.
And the Thunder shooting 55.2% overall. You usually don't see that in a summer league game, Smitty.
No, not at all.
Here's Alkins. He's done so much dirty work. Why not pull?
I mean, he's a pretty good offensive player as well. But he comes out and just whatever it takes. I thought he had a nice game for the Raptors, a floor game. Not a lot of scoring, but just little things like this. The intensity, making a guy pick up his dribble, the block shots.
The box score does not tell the story of the game he's had. He's got 5 points, but he's impressed us. Rashawn Thomas misses the hook, and the rebound to Alkins. Last year, balled with DeAndre Ayton under Sean Miller with the Wildcats. Alkins spinning, lefty scoop, no, but he follows it. How athletic.
Good feel, basketball IQ, knows where to be. I love the spin, and then the second jump was huge.
Oh, look at that play. Great setup by Burton, but the ball kind of fell out of the hand of P.J. Dozier. Giddy Potts fakes, hangs. Alkins, heat check. Approaching 2 minutes to go in a very edgy, feisty game.
Nice.
What a finish by Daniel Hamilton.
He's had a nice floor game.
Hamilton has 5 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Not the typical big stats he usually puts up. Chris Boucher, the second-year player out of Oregon.
Boy, and watching him at Oregon before he had that devastating injury. Good to see him back. Big-time player for the Ducks. Look at Hamilton playing with it, and a nice little explosion. A good job of absorbing the contact, and then a hang time and off the glass. Daniel Hamilton playing with a lot of confidence. This group has done a nice job. Rick, you call it. This Thunder team in the Summer League has played well.
Very athletic, very long, bouncy, energetic, hungry. All that applies with this Thunder Summer League team. Here's Burton, and he tried a fancy pass back to Hamidou Diallo. Is that on Burton, or was Diallo in the wrong spot?
That's all on Burton. I mean, you're in the paint with a smaller defender. No one's expecting you to throw it out 100 miles per hour without looking.
And he's shaking his head. 13-point game. Miller McIntyre. And it's Alkins on the move, hanging, and that would have been an incredible right-handed layup. Alkins, man,
he's all over. He's everywhere.
Hustling. Approaching a minute to go. Hamilton yo-yos. Down to 3 on the shot clock. Not the best possession of the game for the Thunder. Boucher, nice pump fake in the drive, and he goes reverse and misses. Under a minute to go here, Smitty. And Boucher, we've seen a lot of built-to-last players out here, from Giddy Potts to Dakari Johnson to Alkins. Chris Boucher has the antibody to what we've seen from most of these guys out here.
Still young, body still trying to fill out. He's 25 years old, 6'10", but he's just 200 pounds. Is that Giddy Potts?
Giddy Potts with a right-wing driller. And it's a 10-point game. Daniel Hamilton walking it up. Just did get it across the timeline. And Alkins says, we're done. As Hamilton's going to dribble it out here. There's still about a 2-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. So Hamilton dribbles it to the ref, shot clock violation. And 1.8 left for the Raptors to inbound and go to the locker room. 92-82 presumably will be our final score. Not sure what the holdup is here. Rousey into Giddy Potts, and that will do it. The Oklahoma City Thunder moved to 2-1 here in Las Vegas, and the Raptors sink to 0-3. But Smitty, entertaining game.
Yes, indeed.
Should be very interesting. Lots going on, and we certainly wish Malcolm Miller the best in his recovery from that rather significant injury.
Yeah, for sure. For Malcolm Miller, you wish him the best for him. Prayers for him, and hopefully he's getting better. The Raptors obviously lost this game by double digits. OG Anunoby played well. I like Riley Hawkins, what he did for the Raptors. But on that OKC Thunder, you had about 4 or 5 guys you can point out. I love the way Daniel Hamilton played. I love P.J. Dozier. I thought the big fella, Dakari, did a nice job. They had an overall nice game. I thought Phil Presley played well. It was a nice overall, fantastic floor game. Good game for the OKC Thunder.
Rashawn Thomas, a double-double, 17 and 12. Dozier, who you mentioned, had 17 with 6 rebounds. And for Toronto, OG Anunoby, 19 points, 6 boards, a couple of blocks. Malachi Richardson, entering his 3rd year in the league, needing to play well, and he did. He had 17. And one more look at number 35. No, not KD, PJ.
PJ Dozier set the tone, came out like you see, scoring at every level, running the point guard position, laying it up in traffic. I like the way PJ Dozier played.
Let's kick it over to Rowe.
That's right, I'm here with P.J. Dozier, 17 points, 6 rebounds, 2 for 2 for downtown. So before we get to you, describe to our viewers how intense it got during this game and the feeling of what was going on out there on the court today.
Oh yeah, no, it's just competitive basketball, man. You know, this is what we come here to do. We come here to compete. The fans, you know, come here to watch us compete, you know, so that's what it's all about. And it was a great game tonight. Today.
Speaking of compete, you came out very aggressive at one point in the first. You had 7 straight points. You were really, really super aggressive. Was that a part of the game plan today?
Yeah, you know, it's always a part of the game plan, you know, not just for myself, but for our team. You know, we got to come out and be aggressive off the start. You know, it's 40 minutes of basketball, and we know that. So, you know, that's what it's all about.
Quick hands right there. Thanks for that. That almost hit me in the head. But talk about this team's chemistry. You guys seem to be playing very well so far in the Summer League. Talk about the team and how you are on the court.
It's just, you know, it's easy to have, you know, great chemistry when you got great guys around you. You know, from the staff all the way to the players. You know, that's what the organization is all about. It's all about togetherness, and, you know, it comes easy after you get that.
So you were part of the 2017 championship team in the Summer League. Right now, do you think that this team has what it takes to be the ultimate winner this season?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. You know, that's what we come here to do. We come here to win, and we're going to compete every day.
Thank you for that. Congratulations. P.J. Dozier, very familiar with winning, took his team to the Final Four in college in South Carolina. Smitty, Slicker Rick, back to you.
Rowe and PJ, thank you so much. So just kind of settling in and ruminating on this game as we wait for the Wizards and the 76ers. And Smitty, we've been doing these summer leagues for a long time. Orlando and Las Vegas and everywhere in between. This Oklahoma City Thunder team is going to be a tough out in the tournament coming up this week and going into next week as well.
Totally agree. One, on the offensive end, they have 3 guys in that starting lineup. When it has Ferguson, Hamilton, and P.J. Dozier, they all can rebound the basketball with their size, but they all can get out and make plays. And when one has it, the other 2 run extremely hard. And then they have Thomas at that power forward position who can run and plays extremely hard. And then the big fella, Takari Johnson, cleaning up everything. But then on the other end, they switch, they defend, and they share the basketballs. Like you said, they're going to be a tough out.
Smitty, the final count on Siobhan Thompson was 8 fouls. So he did not get to the DQ. He did not get to 10 fouls, but he entertained us with those 8 fouls, certainly.
He did. I mean, he came out and tried to set the tone for the Raptors, doing a nice job of being a big fella. I mean, he fouled a lot, Rick, but he loved the contact. I like watching him play. He didn't have a great game, but he was entertainment, and he played, I think, a very nice competitive game.
And hopefully you all were entertained around the world. We've got more action coming your way from the Thomas & Mack Center. It'll be the Wizards and the 76ers right around the corner.